rated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are...
How crazy is this? The Scooby-Doo theme comes on, and I drove my Good Times van from the 70s to the studio just a little while ago. I have to run that baby like once a month to keep it going, and I said, why not today? Yep, that was me in the Good Times van, tooling around the metro area today. Mr. Drew Brees, La Jolla, California, please. Right outside of San Diego we go. Mr. Drew Brees. There he is, number 9 with the intro. Thank you so much. My God. Miss Peaches and I have decided to cancel the show. We're going to go just sit outside. She's going to smoke Misty cigarettes. I'm going to stand upwind from her, and we're going to chill out and enjoy this incredible afternoon. We're going to have a calibration tone. That'll be playing until 6 p.m. We're testing out the signal, make sure we're hitting those meter levels the way we want. But Miss Peaches and I have decided to call it a day because it's just too damn nice outside. My goodness, what a great day. Thank you. Thank you, Mother Nature and beyond. What a great day outside. Incredible weather. Blue skies, a little breezy. It's not too cool. It's not too warm. It's absolutely perfect. Temperatures in the high 60s. Humidity is at a pretty nice level. Feels like mid 60s. Just fantastic weather. Get outside and enjoy it. Got about 2 hours or so left of daylight. You can go knock something out right now. Just bring the cellular device with you. The computer, the tablet, the pad, whatever mobile device you got, to the hunting blind, the fishing hole, the golf course. You jokers with the music on the speakers, put me on the speaker. Just lower the volume a little bit. Should only be a cart level only, where only you can hear. No one else wants to hear your music on the golf course. Bring the show with you. CoreyTalks.com, live streaming via our website. Corey spelled Kaare, CoreyTalks.com. Hell, I think you can put Corey, Corey Johnson.com, Corey Johnson. It all leads to the website. You can go to YouTube. You folks that love YouTube, YouTube Live, YouTube on your television at home. Go to the little search bar, put in The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson, Kaare. Kaboom goes the dynamite. There I am. Click to subscribe to The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hey, speaking of channels, Cox Channel 4 TV till 5:30. Spectrum Channel 333 television till 5:30. That's all over Louisiana. Live on the radio, 2 big hours every day. The first 90 minutes of the 2-hour talk radio program simulcast on television. Cox Channel 4, 4 to 5:30. Spectrum Channel 333, 4 to 5:30. Our radio home, oh so fine, 93.9 FM. Oh so fine, 93.9. You can also check us out on the other side of the FM dial, 107.9 FM. That's right, we're on 2 FM stations, 93.9 FM, 107.9 FM. We're on a sneaky little powerful AM signal as well that goes from like Baton Rouge to as far as Pensacola, Florida, 600 AM right now. Lots of ways to check out the program. I mentioned Miss Peaches as we speak. She is pouring vodka and Sprite. What? 7 o'clock? We go to 6, Miss Peaches. Oh, 7-Up. You'd never use Sprite. Sorry, lady. Wow. Vodka and 7-Up. Miss Peaches, it is. She's holding it up. Okay. It's not like I wasn't believing you, Miss Peaches. You have to hold up the 7-Up bottle to the glass. Okay. Wow, that's FCC illegal, I'll say, for sure. But you roll with that drink. Just hit the buttons right and answer the phones correctly, lady. Lady. Miss Peach is at the controls. The Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. She'd love to hear from you. Believe me. 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. Hey, I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. A nice trio of Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate trivia questions. There are 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Guys, it's what she wants. Mid-City, New Orleans. That's Canal Street at Carrollton. They're in Metairie near North Kenner. Transcontinental, West Esplanade. They're in Mandeville. 90 seconds from Treyen, across the street from the Mandeville City Hall East Causeway approach. They're in Slidell, I guess about 90 seconds off the Gauze I-10 exit. They're in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana, 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. The first racially integrated public university in the South. The first racially integrated public university in the South. Give me the name of that school. I've got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Yeah, you right. Hey, who produces the Woodhouse? Excuse me, the Woodhouse. The Driftwood. Woodhouse, Driftwood. Who produces the Driftwood newspaper locally? The Driftwood newspaper locally. Give me the answer to that. I've got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse. Where did New Orleans own Ellen DeGeneres from The Ellen Show? Where did she get her college degree? 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Look, Miss Peaches, I'm the man in white. I didn't realize how white that shirt was. Maybe not a good color choice for television. I'm like the weather guy. If I could get around these Ronnie Lamarck, Ford, Lincoln, and the neutral ground Corey Johnson logo, I could disappear. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. That Plaquemines Parish Bridge, the new Belle Chase Bridge. It's already replaced the old bridge. It's about to replace the tunnel. Modern two-way bridge. It's going to have a toll. If you're a Plaquemines Parish resident, I think it's going to be 25 cents every time you cross it each way. Locals like me, I guess, that are local but not a Plaquemine Parish resident, but like a New Orleanian, $1.10. And then it just goes up from there. I've got no problem paying $1.10 going to Belle Chase. I have no problem doing that. I don't. And I guess you can go the back way. You can go General de Gaulle over the UEP Long Bridge, over the bridge that brings you to Belle Chase or English Turn and go the back way in. And it's no fee, I'm guessing. No toll. Anyway, I welcome that new bridge. I'd like to see more bridges like that with some kind of 25 cents for locals, folks that live in the area kind of thing, use it every day. And then $1.10 for everybody else on up. Trucks are going to be paying $4.76, $7.33, $8.42. Lots of trucks going down to that LNG plan and the like. That bridge should be generating lots of cash, especially while construction of that's going down. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. Hey, air conditioning working or not, heat working or not. If it's not, it's a problem. Making a funny noise, not working like it's supposed to, not working at all. If you need air conditioning or heat help, and I say both because, I'm mostly using heat, But every, 10 days or so, I'm popping on the AC for an hour or two. River City's total maintenance is there. That's all you need to know. Fair and honest Lucas and the boys, incapable of screwing you around. Air conditioning and heating experts. No one knows it better. And they come immediately because they know you're stressed out. Your AC or your heat's not working right. NOLAAC.com is all you need to know. The phone number is 841-3300. It's on the website, 841-3300, easy number to remember. NOLAAC.com, even easier, NOLAAC.com. You need heat or air conditioning help, NOLAAC.com. Hey, Jeff Thomas from WBOK Radio, the little black AM radio station in town. He joins us. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Jeff Thomas is about 60 seconds away. He's part owner of WBOK Radio. Really interesting guy, has some interesting opinions. I like getting him on the program. He'll tell you his website and all the stuff he does and where he can be found and where you can get more of his opinions and all that good stuff. Hey, by the way, if you'd like to participate in the program, Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. Yeah, you right. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. 766-9480. I mentioned 3 $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates available. The first regionally integrated public university in the South. You got the answer to that? Got 50 big bucks for you. Who produces the Driftwood newspaper locally? 766-9480. New Orleans' own Ellen DeGeneres. Hey, Miss Peaches, is Ellen still on against us, or her show's gone now, huh? She's gone, right? Right. Next, I'm going to ask you if Oprah or Phil Donahue still do daily programs. Anyway, Ellen DeGeneres, New Orleans' own, where did she get her college degree? Give me the answer to any of those questions. I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse. This guy probably knows the first racially integrated public university in the South, but since he is a guest on the program, he's not eligible for today's $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Jeff Thomas joins us again. How you doing, Jeff?
Great, Corey. Thanks for having me on, and I won't spoil somebody's 50 bucks, so I'll keep it under my hat, but I do know it's a great university. It's prestigious, and yeah, it's good stuff. That's a great question. Thanks for having me. How are you today?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for understanding radio and all that. Some people will blurt out the answer, but you get how it works. I'm trying to give away a little gift to the listening audience.
Wait, 50 bucks, man. What can I do to get 50
Well,
bucks?
I'm going to have to tighten you up because you've come on the program a few times. So Miss Peaches, during one of the breaks, get Jeff Thomas's, info, and we'll send him a $50 Woodhouse so he can tighten up wife, girlfriend, sister, daughter, mother, mother-in-law, female friend.
That's really nice of you, but no thanks. I mean, listen, I give that to one of your listeners. I appreciate it. Because, first of all, my wife, I bought her a $500 gift certificate to Woodhouse Spa. I think she's going through maybe a couple $100. So,
nice.
I wouldn't use it. But thank you. I appreciate it. That's awfully kind of you. That's
awesome,
a great place.
Jeff.
She loves it.
Yep. No, I should go more. I mean, I'm a dude. We kind of don't think about that stuff enough. But, like, who's against a massage? I went, 2 months ago, and I walked out of there just like a lump of clay. I was like a blob. I felt so good. It's fantastic.
I hear you.
My shoulders were in my ears when I walked in, and they were in my waist when I left.
You were a relaxed cat. I hear you. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah. Listen, I actually am not big on massages, to be honest with you. She's like, you want to go get a couple's massage? I'm like, nah, I'll pass. I don't, I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't like being touched like that.
I didn't either. I swear, Jeff. Like when I was younger, I don't know, the first time I had one, I might have been 25 or 30 or something. I was like, I don't want anybody touching me, man. This is so weird. And originally it was women, and then even guys now, and just you kind of just zone out, and you figure it's kind of medicine in a way. And hope you're dealing with professionals, and not wake up 4 hours later and a dumpster somewhere wondering what happened.
That wouldn't be good. But no, don't tell me next you're getting mani-pedis, huh? You're not doing that too, are you, Corey?
No, I've never done that. Never done that. I will tell you a great massage story, though. Are you ready for this quick one? I'm in like the Charlotte airport. And I've got like a 4-hour delay. And there's a place that's called like, I don't know what the name is. The name was like 3 or 4 letters. And it was like on a brown T-shirt across the chest in big letters, you know, like, you know, rub or, you know, massage is too long of a word. I'm just wish I had bigger vocabulary. I forget the name of the place. Creative little, you know, single name place. I walk up and I'm not kidding you. There's a dozen girls, women, like in between like 25 and 40, all in the little T-shirt. All masseuses, and that's all I see. And then that had nothing to do with it. I was like, I'm just going to go get a massage. And then I was like, okay, yeah, let me sign up. And like, okay. And then I'm not kidding you. This dude, like 6'3", with a big old beard and a turban, like 2 feet off the top of his head. It looked like a Johnny Quest, you know, 007 James Bond character. It's like, yeah, you know, like I'm Frankie. Come on, let's go. It's like, wow, really? 30 women in the brown T-shirts, and I get Johnny from, you know, like, wow, it's amazing.
Serves you right for getting a massage in my book.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, that's our first topic of the day. That's actually why we brought Jeff on. The topic was, do you like or do not like a massage? We got Jeff's answer. You got mine. Jeff, thanks so much. We'll do it again soon. Thanks.
Bye.
Wow.
No, look, we got a lot of important stuff to talk about, really, you know.
Could you imagine?
I know you want to talk about the Rex Zulu thing and also the governor's barbaric plan, I tell you, is my description so far of it. But where do you want to start?
Wow. Barbaric plan. We'll hold that goodie for our second topic, maybe. We might as well get Rex Zulu out the way. I tuned into your illustrious radio station for a few minutes. Of course, you know, they're kind of like, you guys sometimes are like the opposite of Rush Limbaugh. Y'all are taking up the opposite end of the slack, which is just the opposite message, but the same kind of careless approach with avoiding facts and the like. Pouncing on the lowest common denominator, just the race issue that Zulu doesn't like Rex and Rex doesn't like, just stuff that's entirely not true. And I guess we'll just jump into it and let folks know. Rex, a little miffed because this is crazy, but Zulu was late on Mardi Gras Day.
No,
I think you have a better chance of turning left on Tulane Avenue than Zulu being on time, Jeff. I used that line last week. Well, anyway, it was a long delay. Rex got mad. You can run with it.
Let me first of all protect. You're talking about callers. You're not talking about WBOK hosts. So our hosts listen. People call in. They express their opinion. We try to give facts.
No, this particular host sort of stoked the fire before the calls with the racial type thing, for sure.
Well,
even insinuated like Rex folks dropping the N-bomb. I was like, really? Wow.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear that. I'd have to go back.
Oh, just because it's slight and it's in jest and it's sort of, well, I meant it as a joke, but it's out there and it, you know, and here's the real deal. Zulu and Rex seem to have a great partnership from what I understand. And let me disclaim myself real quick. I'm not a member of Zulu or Rex. So all I know are people that are in both and people that are associated with both that may not even be members. That's all the only info I get. So I get it from members, but I'm not a member of either club. Are you, Jeff?
I am not. But you know, here's the funny thing. Here's what I do know. You tell me if this is a fact or not. I know several black men who are members of both Zulu and Rex.
Wow.
Are there any white men who are members of Rex and Zulu?
I bet there are. I mean, I've never even thought about that, but I'm assuming if there are some black members of Rex that are members of Zulu, I would think there's got to be some hip white guys in Rex that are like, I would love to be a member of Zulu. And I would imagine the same 5 guys that crossed over might have lured some of their white Rex buddies to Zulu. I'm guessing. I don't know.
I don't know.
Me neither. I have no idea. I didn't know that the opposite occurred. I think that's cool as hell.
Yeah. I think it's great. I watched the Rex Ball on Mardi Gras night. And
wait. Hang on, real quick. Why?
I like it. I think it's traditional.
I hear you.
I was tired. There was nothing else on, and
a lot of people like it.
I kind of like it.
No. A lot of people watch it and like it. It wouldn't be televised otherwise.
Sure. And then I get to see some of the people who I know who are members of Rex, and some of the people that I know who are members of both. And so, both Austin Taylor, who is the current president of St. Augustine High School, and what's his name? The former president of St. Augustine High School, I know, is a member of both organizations. But those are the only people that I know. They interviewed both of them. Oh no, they interviewed Austin on TV. Mr. Taylor, I guess I should refer to him as. And, he talked about how, because they wondered how he was able to navigate being a member of both. And he said what he did was he rode in Zulu in the morning, and then he went home, showered, and got ready and attended the Rex Coronation Ball at night.
Yeah,
so
nice.
You can be a member of both. And
smart.
Like that.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff Thomas is with us. Jeff, I think this year, the Orleans, I heard Claiborne at Orleans, Dookie Chase crowds were just ridiculously thick. And Zulu got bogged down in that. I got to knock out a quick break in about 30 seconds, so I don't want to run on too long. But I think I think there is a slight problem that Zulu has. I mean, just generally speaking, probably I think most Zulu members would say we're a little unorganized. And I think that's because Zulu is really 43 mini parades within one. And correct me if I'm wrong when we come back. Instead of one captain controlling everything, there's a captain each float. It's really 43 plus captains, 43 floats, kind of doing whatever they want almost. Jeff Thomas is with us. Don't move.
Game-changing innovation. Look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe. For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. No AC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. No AC.com, your cool spot.
Jeff Thomas is with us. Hey, Jeff, if someone out there is going, who's Jeff Thomas? Or I know Jeff, or what would you tell them? What's the bio on Jeff Thomas? Why is Corey having Jeff Thomas on the program?
Yeah, I don't know. I am an owner of the largest Black-owned website in the state of Louisiana. It's called Black Source Media, Think 504. I'm a writer. I also have a media company. I own WBOK Radio. In addition, I have some other business interests around town. I do some property development, and I have some contracts with the federal government to do work. So, I'm a businessman in New Orleans and trying to do my best to make the city a great place for all of us to live, Corey.
Jeff Thomas with us. We've been getting him on kind of Persuado regularly now, every few weeks or so, once a month or so. Rex, Zulu. I think these two organizations get along. I mentioned maybe they should flip-flop time slots. They've talked about that. Neither one wants to flip-flop time slots. Zulu's just notoriously late. That's how it is. They have a laissez-faire attitude. They're like, it's Mardi Gras. We don't give a crap about a schedule. Who's wearing a watch? Rex isn't like we're wearing a watch. I think they have a similar attitude, but Rex's attitude's like, can we get to Gallier Hall sometime between 11 and 1? And I think Zulu, with the 43 captains, I'm stopping at my brother's house, and I'm going to get out and greet people. And am I right when I say they're 43 captains with 43 different personalities? Some of them are, and I say passive, relatively speaking. Everybody's fired up if they're in Zulu on Mardi Gras Day, but some don't stop anywhere. And then some stop too many places. And some captains are like, I don't want to be behind Jimmy because that guy stops all the time, and others don't care. And it's kind of I don't want to say a free-for-all, but maybe a little more structure, like a general fully controlling it might, where Zulu members vote. We're only stopping at these 15 places, nowhere else. I don't know. Am I on to something, on to nothing? What do you think?
I don't know enough about Zulu's route. I don't know enough about where they do and don't stop. I know that there was a time when Zulu didn't have a route and just kind of went around nilly-willy to different bars and toasted there. But I think now they're structured. They do. I know that let me tell you what I do. I go up I have a friend of mine who has a Mardi Gras house, we call it. The only time he opens it is on Mardi Gras Day. It's up on Jackson Avenue. And we go there and, they barbecue and they have all kinds of food, red beans and whole 9 yards, everything you want to eat and drink early in the morning. So I can tell you this, Zulu started on time. They were rolling at 8 o'clock, past the house, which is a few blocks down from Claiborne, where it starts at Claiborne and Jackson. And so I don't know what happened after that. I know they have a toasting stand at the funeral home. I think it's Gertrude Geddes, one of the traditional black-owned businesses where Zulu is always stopped. But I did hear that a float broke down, and I also heard that there was a wreck between a car and the float this year.
Yeah, I think Rex hit a tree branch too. So there's all kind of things that are always involved.
Right.
I think Rex with the 43 captains, each captaining their own float like it's their own mini parade, stopping whenever they like, those kind of things. I think that might need to be reined in somewhat. But I mean, look, I can't stress enough. I don't want to like ride the fence or throw out all these disclaimers all the time, but it's Mardi Gras Day. It's like, you don't want to have too much structure, but you do have to have some. And I think where Zulu has a problem when a float stops, if you're like a parade watcher, there's like a 2-block gap and there's nothing there. Or you're saying, throw me something, mister. And then after a minute you stop and then the riders aren't throwing and that you're just staring in front of a float for 10 minutes and nothing's going on. That I think is a little bit of a Zulu problem, but I'm not a member of Zulu or Rex, so I'm like you. I'm just on the street.
So then we leave the house when Zulu passes, usually right before the end, and we go down to Gallia Hall, and then we go to Gallia Hall, and so to talk about how the time it takes for Zulu to get there, we usually see the third float, but we don't see the king and the queen, but like I think it's the big shot, which is like if I'm remembering correctly. So by the time we leave from Jackson Avenue and navigate through traffic and find somewhere to park downtown, which is kind of hard, as you might imagine, and then walk to Gallia Hall, we then catch Zulu again. But you're right, this year, it was, oh my God, it was brutal how long it took. And I don't know, what time did Rex actually get to Gallia Hall? It was
late,
after 1 o'clock.
Yeah, after that, like a couple hours late. See, where Rex made a mistake, Rex said, we didn't get to toast our queen. And that's just like, okay, it's Mardi Gras. It's kind of fantasy to begin with. That's not probably the best thing to start with. So it made him sort of look silly or easily teased. Kind of, unless you understand the concepts of Mardi Gras and embrace the traditions and all of that. I think what would have been better, just say, we usually get to Gallia Hall, I'm making up the times, Jeff, at 1 o'clock. We didn't get to Gallia Hall till 3. And by the way, 6 blocks before that, at the Intercontinental, the king toasts our queen. They couldn't even do that because, we were so late. Right. So all of a sudden, that's a positive. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of it being the main thing, it's the afterthought, like make Gallia Hall the main thing that everyone can relate to. And then you didn't get to toast the queen, just adds gravy to it. But anyway, I think that's what a lot of folks did. Talking to Rex people and Zulu folks within each organization, and got a few folks that are connected to both that kind of like work for both. Race was never brought up, Jeff. And it seems to me only people outside the organization, black and white, think like Zulu's like, screw Rex, the white organization. We're going to take our time. Like Zulu's not thinking about Rex. Zulu's having a fun time on Mardi Gras Day. They're not thinking, hey, we're slowing down Rex and that's some gravy today. But the outsiders sort of think that. And then the outsiders thinks Rex is like, all prim and proper and bent at Zulu. And it's like, these two organizations work well with each other. They work together on so many things. You just mentioned crossover members. It's 2024. They're integrated groups. I'm not saying it's perfect harmony. I'm just saying they get along. They're not enemies. That it's not black versus white, Rex versus Zulu. That's the opposite. That's my opinion. Talking to members in each group, and you telling me they're 5 Black Rex members that are also members of Zulu, just sort of it reinforces what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and I think you're right. And I think that if there's a problem, they are committed to working together. And so, right, I don't think that there's this black-white animosity thing. But I didn't know people thought that that Zulu was intentionally slowing down to stick it to Rex. Really, I think you're right about that. I think you're right. Zulu's just parading. They had a few malfunctions. There was an accident, I hear. There was a float that broke down. And so these things happen. But I do think, though, from my perspective, I'd like it to be a little faster. I'd like to see them keep moving and get through the day. Because I heard also the truck floats. Now, years ago, I got to tell you, my family, my cousin and I, we built our own truck float, and we rode in it for several years.
Nice.
But we would be finished by 4:00.
Exactly. I did truck floats in a neighborhood truck float for a few years. You done 3:30, 4 o'clock. They were running at night.
Right. Yeah. That I was shocked to hear that. That was bizarre to me. And so Rex must have been slow too. Then was it? I mean,
it was mostly
Zulu,
I think Zulu, and I think it was just the normal situation maybe exacerbated because it's like the first totally free Mardi Gras after Corona and COVID. And I think the 43 captains. And then I think Orleans at Claiborne was wall to wall, from what I understand, Jeff, through Dookie Chase, through Galvez. Like the float can only move so quick because there's so many people jammed in there. And so then you have the captains that want to stop and greet their friends. And then it just got, I think, a little out of control. That's why you need a captain, a single general that's like, hey, Corey, Jeff Thomas, get your float moving already, that kind of thing. I'm with you. But anyway.
I did this Mardi Gras Day.
What's that?
When we left Zulu, Gallery Hall, we then, our family traditions, we go by some friends who live uptown. And typically we see the end of the truck floats there, but they live right off Napoleon.
Nice.
But on the way there, we stopped by A.L. Davis Park, and we saw the meeting of several Mardi Gras Indian tribes. It was phenomenal. In fact, I think I'm going to post it. I took some video.
It's like the end of their march?
Right. That's what happens with the Mardi Gras Indians. What they do is it's a big competition. Who has the prettiest suit? And when two chiefs come together, what they do is, they have the spy boy who they're out searching for other tribes. And then they have the flag boy that lets you know which tribe this is. And then they have all of these the women and the children, and all of them are around marching, walking with the chief. And, the two chiefs it's this big deal where the two tribes come together, and all of them, it's a big conglomeration of people.
Nice.
And the two chiefs meet and show each other their suits. Man, it was awesome. And I had the video. I think I'm posting, 504. I saw 3 tribes meeting, and the chiefs, and it was beautiful. I mean, the work that goes into that. And to me, that is one of the tragedies in my opinion.
Wait, hang on. Hold that thought, Jeff. One of the tragedies, the Indian chiefs. Hold that thought. We're coming right back. Jeff Thomas is with us.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Ooh la la, I move. That's what I said. Ooh la la, I move.
That's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Hey, Jeff, I didn't mean to cut you off. What's the tragedy with the Mardi Gras Indians?
Well, it's just that, these guys spend literally a year, they say, creating these costumes. And, of course, they do it for the love of masking. But then there are these photographers who take these pictures and make, lots of money on these pictures, selling these pictures, and they don't get anything from it. To me, that's a tragedy. But there is a way now. I understand that they have to protect their copyrights. They actually put a copyright on their costumes now. So that will stop. But you know why they have Mardi Gras Indians, Corey? Do you know?
The history of the Mardi Gras Indians. Yeah, I think I know. Let me think about that. I know they're from...
Let me just share it with the audience, since I'm sure you're aware. I know you know, actually. And as the host, you have to defer to the guest. Thank you for doing that.
Well, if I knew right away, I would tell you, but I think I could come up with it. But better that you know it right off the top of your head.
There you go. The Mardi Gras Indians they pay homage to, first of all, there's this notion that enslaved people were happy on plantations and that kind of stuff. The fact is, they ran away at such high rates. It was a big problem, which is why you have the police, and the original police were slave catchers. They used to go after them. But what would happen would be they would run away, and Indians would take them in and help them, give them, refuge and feed them protection from the slave catchers. And so many would come to live on reservations and integrate with the Indians.
So they're paying tribute to that?
Correct.
Because I think the Mardi Gras Indians that's like Tootie Montana and like just like World War II era, I think that started, right?
It goes long before that. The Mardi Gras Indians go back, at the start of, there was the time when African Americans weren't allowed to parade.
You got me Googling now.
Go look it up.
Yeah, what's we got to do?
I'm spitting facts. I'm giving you the real here. I'm giving you real information that. I believe that. I'm just wondering when they first started. Well, I'm telling you, it was when Mardi Gras was segregated, and what Black Mardi Gras was Mardi Gras Indians congregating, Zulu, of course, that kind of stuff came around. But the Mardi Gras Indians were some of the first ways African Americans paraded during the Mardi Gras season. And the bones and skeletons, that crew that wakes them up early in the morning, that's another group that they would get up so early in the morning because it was illegal for African Americans to parade. So what they would do is they go and wake up people early in the morning and get the Indians out. And so these traditions that, that happen today, people don't know the genesis of it. And so thank you for giving me the opportunity to share that with the audience.
Yeah, no, it's everything just blowing through this wiki as fast as I can. Everything you're saying seems right on time.
I kid you not.
No, I believe you. I guess I'm thinking the more modern with Tootie Montana and all that.
Oh, no. Yeah, well, sure. I mean, he is probably one of the most famous Mardi Gras Indians, but he's certainly not the first. These chiefs, this tradition of becoming a chief is a big deal. Now, I'm not a Mardi Gras Indian, but I have done some research and talked to a bunch and actually may put out some more information about this in the coming years. But this is a big part of the resistance. The Maroons, also, who the Maroons, right? The African Americans who ran away from the plantations and lived off the land close by the plantation and would sneak into the plantation at night to be with their wife and that kind of stuff, and then run back and live off the land. And the Maroons integrated with the Indians and lived together and worked together to survive. But that's neither here nor there. How did we get on this? We're talking about Rex and Zulu.
Well, it's Jeff Thomas. He owns WBOK Radio. Go off on all kind of tangents. You just never know where it's going to go. Like him missing the show host instigating the stuff that he didn't think the show host instigated.
That's right.
Oh boy, you got to check out those show hosts sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's right. So listen, I got a hard out. What time is it?
Oh no, I thought you said 5:30.
Yeah, all right, right. I was just looking at the time. I was.
Come on. We got
30 minutes.
We haven't gotten into the crimes. We haven't gotten into the crime special session yet. Oh, and I do have a bone to pick with you when you were getting on Buddy D about being privileged, and you're kind of making a little bit of fun of him. I don't. What's the difference between Buddy D and the guy I tune in the morning sometimes, like before lunch? I tune in him sometimes. In the first 10 seconds he's speaking, I do not understand a word he is saying.
What time are you talking about?
10, 11 a.m. The guy the guy who took the money from Karen Carter Peterson and funneled it back to Karen Carter Peterson. That guy.
Throw a black man under the bus.
That guy. No. Color doesn't have anything to do with it, but he sounds like Buddy D. So I tune in and I just hear like 10 seconds of I don't understand it. It's like you got to be a fan to.
You're talking about Graylin Banks, who is a great orator. I'm shocked to hear you say that.
Wow.
He's an actor. He's a thespian. He is known for being.
It was very similar to a Yachty Buddy Diliberto. I hit the button and I couldn't understand the first 10 seconds. You really got to pay attention.
He code switches, I guess you would say. He goes between speaking in black vernacular to radio vernacular he is an accomplished actor.
That's called code switching?
No, that's not. Well, I use that term. Code switching is, what African Americans have to do. Look, I be talking like this if I'm talking to some black people.
Wow.
Here, you know what I'm saying? But because I'm talking to you, Corey, this is me code switching.
Blue Boy's making more sense than anybody right now. He's saying stick around for the 5 o'clock power hour. Next, we'll have Ghost Busts. Clay Higgins. Holy smokes. Corey Johnson with you. Jeff Thomas is sticking around. We're talking crime. Next.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM. WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers Breitling time, 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your color so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
That's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer. That's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Well, we're moving on now. To the east side. To a deluxe
Yes.
apartment in the sky.
One of the best shows of all time.
To the east side.
What a brilliant concept.
We finally got
Archie
a
Bunker
piece of
left
sky.
behind. George Jefferson and Wheezy moving up to the east side. I mean, how do you come up with this show in the 70s? One of their neighbors is just what is it? Was it Roxy Roker, I think? Who's that? The mother of Lenny Kravitz, I think. Roxy Roker, just sexy, tall, lean, black one, married to like the dork white dude from like Kansas. Well, actually, he was like British or something. I forget. Anyway, like from Massachusetts or something. Who can come up with that? Norman Lear. G's and Pete's. Jeff Thomas is with us. What a program, huh, Jeff? I was just a tot when the Jeffersons and All in the Family was on, but you know, back then there weren't many choices. That's all you could watch. That was good television, both those shows.
Yeah, I loved it. What's the other show? Oh, the Jeffersons and Archie Bunker. Yeah, they were both good.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 2 really good shows. I like the Archie Bunker segment show when Sammy Davis Jr. was on it. Do you remember that one?
I remember it. What was the because he loves Sammy Davis Jr., but what was the catch-20? Well, of course, but there was some other catch-22. But he was black, Corey. Exactly. That's all.
That was the whole stick that he loved him, but that he didn't like black people at the same time. But Sammy Davis Jr. he was enamored with him. And at the end, they had this conversation about race, and then at the end, Sammy Davis Jr. kissed Archie Bunker. It was hilarious.
Oh, no,
so
exactly.
funny.
And then Archie Bunker's face was like the ending of the show, I think, just like
correct. That's right.
And Meathead urinated in his pants.
He was a great actor. He played in the Still of the Night. He played as a police chief.
Yeah. No, he was Carroll O'Connor was pretty damn good.
Carroll O'Connor, right? I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah.
He was a great actor. I mean, listen, he was not a bigot at all. He played the heck out of that role. But I mean, he had other roles where he was just the opposite, a liberal police chief and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, those were. But then let's talk about George Jefferson, and that was a great show too. I loved it. It showed African Americans doing great things. You didn't see that in the 70s. There was, you saw Good Times and Fred Sanford, where you saw black people struggling
right.
and having difficulty, but never did you see, and it was the first that I can remember of you seeing black excellence, black people doing well in America and thriving.
No, and if you did, it was like Jackie Robinson or Dr. Martin Luther King, that I think they were who they were, but who they were was sort of a conservative in appearance type. George Jefferson had his hands cocked behind, his chest sticking out, all 5'5" of him, like, I'm here and I'm going to be loud and obnoxious. White person's loud and obnoxious is just loud and obnoxious. I'm loud and obnoxious. I'm a black guy, It's
That's
like,
right.
no, I'm going to just be like what I want to be, just like you want to be. So it was the different black personality that
did not give it was Muhammad Ali, it was that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you always talk about these microaggressions. Every time I come on, you bring up these microaggressions. Part of the reason I think that African Americans die at a younger age than white people in general is they have to suffer through the stress of everyday small little things. George Jefferson couldn't just be obnoxious. He was a black guy who was also obnoxious. And so the difference in how he was perceived is, kind of encapsulates the microaggression that a black person goes through, whereas a white person could just be an obnoxious jerk.
Yep.
George Jefferson was also a black guy who had there was another layer to his obnoxiousness, right?
Oh, no, of course. No, exactly. I as a kid, I loved it. I just saw it in its pure form. And I say kid, I was, 10, 12, 15 years old. So I wasn't 5.
Sure.
But no,
I was a little older than you.
Yeah. Like I said before, Jeff, I'm fortunate. I was raised right. I got good older brothers and sisters, good parents, good grandparents. No one ever said, I probably said the N-bomb with my brother, bringing like a Chris Rock, which I don't even do that anymore, like a Chris Rock or really Richard Pryor joke or something. I know I have more than my father. I've never heard my father or mother utter that word, or my grandparents or my sisters. Never. None of us think like that. And it applies to women or homosexuals or Latinos or Asians. I don't know. I never had to learn the lesson. Thank God. I don't know. It sucks. It sucks for people that have to carry that around. I feel sorry for white people I bump into, and I know they're racist or sexist or homophobic or whatever. Or black people I run into that are, it's not so much racist, but might be homophobic or sexist or something. Just like white people I know. It's just like, I don't know, enjoy carrying that piano and bag of bricks around on your back.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It doesn't help them in any way. That's right. You're right. I agree with you.
Life's hard enough.
We all gotta do better.
Yeah. And life's difficult enough, isn't it?
That's right. But, part of your job as the white liberal is to call that out. Part of your job is to not let that exist. And I applaud you. You do it with regularity. Thank you for being a strong man in this community, who calls it out. It tells it like it is. It's great stuff. It's why I always come on. And I got to have you back. I don't host that much. But next time, I got to tell you this, Corey. So many people have come up to me and said, man, I really like that segment you had with Corey Johnson on. You let him talk a little bit too much, but I like it. So we got to go back on WBOK and do this too, all right?
Yeah, I'd love to, man. Love to. Anytime. I'm always available. Hey, crime. What did you call it earlier? The what crime session? The crime initiative?
Barbaric. This is the most barbaric. This is regressive. This is the worst. This is the biggest waste of time of a special session, if I can get it out, in the history of the state legislature. And there have been plenty. But this is horrible in my estimation. I just thought about it when I was thinking about what we would talk about. It just hit me. You're going to see Jeff Landry, if he doesn't do better, go the way of Bobby Jindal. And let me tell you what I think is happening. I think, Bobby Jindal, you remember there was a time when Bobby Jindal was the golden boy of the Republican Party. He embarrassed himself. I mean, he gave the Republican response to, was it? President Obama's State of the Union.
Yikes.
And he looked like a complete idiot. But because they tried to, he couldn't be himself that day. But his entire time of legislating in the state, he had an eye toward running for the presidency. And I think that's what we're seeing from Jeff Landry. I think he knows he can't get a lot of these things through, but he wants to be able to go on record and say, I asked for a restriction in parole eligibility. I don't think anybody should be able to get good time anymore. I want to make sure that if somebody just forgets to call their probation officer, they go back to jail. I mean, these are the kinds of barbaric, crazy items that are on this agenda.
I'll give you this. I'll give you this about Jeff Landry. I mean, it's sad. Like when people move up, They embrace the raise, the new position. They bust their tail in that position. No one moves up from, the beginning spot to the next spots and is already thinking 2 or 3 spots ahead. The problem with Jeff Landry, he gets the AG gig, which is over his head, and he's thinking about governor. He gets the governor's gig, which is way over his head, and now he's thinking about getting appointed by Trump as some special whatever in D.C. or something like that. So, it's always bigger aspirations. It's like the gimmick down at the border. All right, Texas, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff. Texas is a rich state. Louisiana is a poor state. Texas is basically asking other states to absorb the cost. They're saying that. And other states are saying fine. And Louisiana, a poor state's going to go help Texas. So I'm assuming the National Guard of Texas is going to be down at Grand Isle moving rocks and boulders with bulldozers, shoring up our coastline next year. Is that the trade-off? I mean, I don't hear anyone worrying about our coastline disappearing, but something that doesn't affect us, we're going to go to Texas to help them with the border. And here's the best part. Here's the kicker. Jeff Landry and his folks love it. They're foaming at the mouth. They're 110% behind it. We're talking crap.
Listen, and as a New Orleanian, we should be irate about this because this is our money. All right, listen, you know this, that New Orleans sends way more money to the state than any other municipality and gets far less back than it sends up. So any excess money that the state has likely is coming from the city of New Orleans, hotel, motel taxes, that kind of stuff, and sales taxes that we generate here in New Orleans. We are the economic engine for this state. And so we're going to spend state tax dollars.
Hey, Jeff, hang on. Hold that thought. We're coming right back. I know we got you till 5:30. I got to knock out this quick break. More with Jeff Thomas.
Young's Dry Cleaning with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants, Leidenheimer French bread. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Jeff, I don't mean to laugh, but during the 1740s and 1750s, many enslaved Africans fled the bayous of Louisiana where they encountered Native Americans. You forgot the part about years after the Civil War, hundreds of free slaves joins the U.S. 9th Cavalry Regiment, also known as the Buffalo Soldiers. They fought, killed, and forced and aided the mass removal and relocation of the Plains Indians. Anyway.
Well, this is true. I didn't say it wasn't complicated, but that doesn't in any way negate what I talked to you.
Oh, I know. It's just kind of funny. It's like, wait. They slaughtered a lot of Indians. Wait, hang on.
They did also. They did. The Buffalo Soldiers, listen, they were...
they're under U.S. Army. They're just a regiment following orders.
That's correct. There you go.
They weren't like, hey, man, we'd love to go kill Indians. I don't think that was their thing.
I didn't think they woke up thinking that either, right?
No.
That's right.
No. Hey, let me ask you this real quick, Jeff. Who doesn't want experienced police coming into New Orleans right now when we have such a decrease in police, like 900 instead of 1,500? Aren't you in favor of Troop N and 40 state troopers coming to New Orleans to aid the NOPD?
I am not. I think there's several reasons why I am not. First is there is no clear regulation. Who are they going to report to? Are they going to report to the state police superintendent? Are they going to report to Superintendent Kirkpatrick of the NOPD? Also, I think that we have this consent decree. According to the consent decree, any agency that operates in the city of New Orleans is bound by the consent decree. However, the governor and the state superintendent have said they are not bound by the consent decree. There are differences in laws between marijuana, for example, possession.
Okay, real quick, because I know you got to go in like 8 minutes. Oliver Thomas, your buddy, who works for you essentially, indirect. I don't mean it like works for you like as a councilman. Works for you as a radio host. Yeah, you gotta. It sucks. You got to disclaim all this crap.
Not an employee of mine.
Exactly.
I have no control over Oliver Thomas.
No, I know. I hear you, and that's why I wanted to clarify that, because people will go, "Oh my God, Corey said it, and Jeff went along with it." It's like, no, we're talking about radio employee. He wants to know what the plan is. So if the plan is announced and and Oliver thinks it's reasonable. And I think it's reasonable. Most normal people, let's say, like that, think it's reasonable. If you want to include me in that, and they're following the consent decree. You still don't want Troop N and 40 troopers coming into the city?
Then I absolutely do, absolutely. But I think that needs to be clarified. For me, that's the reason I'm against it. I just am not sure what their role is. if they're going to come in here over policing, if they're going to come in here with a different set of rules and regulations.
Well, why sort of the glass half empty approach instead of the glass half full? I mean, if I were you, my angle would be like, I'm all for it as long as I know what the plan is and that they follow the consent decree. Like the violent crime is the number one problem, yet right away you're against it, and so I know what we're saying maybe sounds the same, but I don't think it does. It's like Rex complaining about not toasting the Queen instead of saying Gallier Hall and bringing up the Queen as an afterthought. Seems like you have it backwards. Like, I'm all for it as long as I know the plan and they follow the consent decree. Violent crime is overt. It just seems like when you say something, Jeff, like I'm against it, there's a lot of people that they don't care what the plan is. They don't care, if they follow the consent decree. They're against 40 state troopers coming to New Orleans, and you kind of throw gas on their fire by answering it the way you did.
Well, I hear you. If people just want to take it, but you let me explain my position, and my position is what you restated. And my position is there needs to be clarity, there needs to be understanding, we need to know what the rules of engagement are. And assuming the rules of engagement are as you described, then I'm 100% for it. I think we need. Listen, I am for police presence in our city. But at the same time, I don't want you also, you mentioned that violent crime is down in New Orleans.
It's trending down. I'd still say we're a violent city, but it's trending down, no doubt.
That's true. But I think that this special session is going to make it worse. It's going to create more crime in the city of New Orleans. And I wish I had more time. If you could have me back, I would love to talk to you about why it is. But I can promise you that if you dig into the details of this special session, these items on this agenda, they're going to make crime worse. They're not going to make
the guy that sounds like Buddy D. The guy that sounds like Buddy D in the morning. You fill in for him, and I'll come on. Or the guy, the uninformed disc jockey dude in the afternoon. You can fill in. I can go.
That sounds good. Let's do that. Let me tell you, I encourage people to tune into WBOK 12:30 a.m. tomorrow. This guy Graylin Banks speaks great. You are full of it. This guy's a trained Shakespearean thespian. This guy speaks, he speaks way better than I do. And he is,
he does not speak as clearly as you do. There's no doubt. He gets lazy with his speech. What? Have to listen hard. I got to listen hard for that.
You do. Listen, that's Jay Banks' brother, by the way. And Jay Banks, everybody loved the way he talked. And Graylin Banks talks better than his brother.
Are these the guys that took the money from Karen Carter Peterson and gave her the money back, and they took a cut and they didn't do anything? Oh, those guys. I remember now. The guys under FBI investigation. My bad. My bad.
I really enjoy our time together. But I got a $50. What do you call it?
Woodhouse?
I'll give $50 to somebody who goes and listens to WBOK, and the next time I'm on, I don't know how we track it, they tell me whether I'm right that Graylin doesn't speak well, or you're right that he doesn't.
Oh, I think he's. Right, I'm not saying he doesn't speak well. I'm saying what you said. I think he sounds like Buddy D a little bit. You have to be kind of a yatty New Orleanian to decipher some of the sort of bumble mumble sort of cooking words together type stuff. Got to listen closely sometimes because he goes into coding. I think you called it earlier. He starts coding or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. He switches from talking like a New Orleanian to talking like a trained professional to talking like an actor. And there are times when he does that New Orleans Jack thing for a point, I think. And so, yeah, maybe if you're not a New Orleanian, you may have some trouble understanding him, but the guy speaks well. $50 to somebody. I want somebody to, say, I'm right or Corey's right, and I got $50 the next time you have me on. But listen, I'm going to try to arrange you and I on either in the morning, I don't know when, at some point real soon I think we need to do it, and I look forward to it. And by the way, I think I'm gonna have some information on our stuff we're working on together.
Okay, sounds good.
Pretty soon, yeah.
Hey Jeff, let's end it with this real quick. Kind of a just get your take on this. This blows me away, and I think it's just not good for New Orleans in any way. Can you believe UNO right now, spring semester, 6,600 students?
Shocking.
I mean, that's not
People just
good, huh?
going to college? Is it a UNO thing? What is it?
Well, Southeastern in Hammond's about 14,000 now. So I think it's a little flip-flop of folks moving to the North Shore a little bit maybe. But I also think it's the post-Katrina, New Orleans not focusing on the university that carries its name. I don't know. UNO's really needs some focus and some help. And I mean, UNO should be 30,000 students, should be a bustling university, which would help the New Orleans economy tremendous, and it's sort of forgotten. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think part of the reason, Corey, as I think about it, is they have kind of lost their way. I know they didn't have a president for a while, and they had a president who wasn't from here. And I think that what UNO ought to be is a lot like what Delgado does, which is offer the kinds of courses that help people get jobs immediately. And so I think they have lost their way. They're kind of ambling about without any, like you said, real clear focus.
Yeah, and you might have also
new leadership.
You might have also indirectly, answered why their attendance is down. Delgado's number 2 in enrollment in the state behind LSU. All the satellite campuses, it's north of 20,000 Delgado students. And you're right, in a year or two, they're on their way to their vocation, their job, their career. And UNO, I'm not knocking, it's a 4-year university, but Delgado's a quicker path. And maybe for our state and a lot of people, it fits better. UNO maybe needs to come up with a 4-year plan that sends you on your way to working immediately.
That's right. I think that's the difference. I think you nailed it. I think that's the reason UNO is struggling now and Delgado is sailing. Delgado has these programs, and I don't know enough about it to talk about it. I know they had some IT stuff. They had some, you can go get a job offshore stuff. Like you said, get a job rather quickly, 2 years, and you're done. It's cheaper, and you get a job as opposed to getting a psychology degree from UNO. I don't know what that does for the average person.
Jeff, I don't understand today's modern technology. So when you said you have a Zoom call at 5:30, I'm thinking you're going on with those weird kids from that 70s PBS program from Boston.
No.
Zoom.
Well, it's funny you're saying that. I'm logged into the Zoom. I got my microphone off and my camera off, but I need to get on it and I need to turn up the sound. So thank you for having me. We're going to do it soon. $50 to the person who says whether I'm right or you're right. And we're going to have you on WBOK the next time I'm hosting. All right?
There's a Brinks truck that's pulling up to my studio right now.
That's right. Well, get some of the money and let's go. Let's get out of town. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Jeff,
they're coming to bring you your paycheck. I mean, what do you want?
Yep. I wish. Jeff, you're the man. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it again.
Yeah, me too. Day. You too. Have a good day. That's Jeff Thomas from WBOK. Owns the station, not like a host. So when someone wants him to fill in, or they don't get a substitute guest. Yeah, I'll pull that shift. I like getting Jeff on the program. I don't know, every few weeks, once a month. Get a different perspective on lots of topics. Corey Johnson with you Tuesday afternoon, 5 o'clock powwow. What's that, Miss Peaches? Not 1, not 2, but 3 $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Not 1, not 2, but 3 different trivia questions. Wow. First racially integrated public university in the South. The first racially integrated public university in the South. Give me the answer to that question. I've got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Rouse's Markets phone lines to participate. 766-9480. 766-9480. The first racially integrated public university in the South. Who produces the local Driftwood newspaper? Who produces the local Driftwood newspaper? Rouse's Markets phone lines 766-9480. 766-9480. Who produces the local Driftwood newspaper? Hey, where did New Orleans' own Ellen DeGeneres get her college degree? New Orleans' own Ellen DeGeneres from The Ellen Show. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines 504-766-9480. 766-9480. Are you beelining across the causeway right now, checking out the program? First off, thank you. Thank you for letting us take you home. You're heading on the northbound causeway span, heading to Mandeville, heading to Covington, Folsom, Bush, Madisonville, Lacombe. Why don't you fire in a to-go order at Trey-Yen? What a great way to start the week. Tuesday night, walking in the house, a big to-go box full of Trey-Yen goodies. Who in the house wouldn't be happy? Curbside delivery, they walk the to-go order right out to your car. I'll be there later this week, I guarantee you. Knocking out some business in Mandeville. It'll be around lunchtime. I'll go in there and get one of those great lunch specials, Tuesday through Friday. Not Chinese food, Chinese cuisine, like 10, 11 bucks each. There's about 20 to choose from. It's the best lunch deal maybe in the United States of America, and I'm not kidding you. Fast food prices for gourmet Chinese food, Tuesday through Friday at lunch at Trey-Yen, it can't be beat. But I was talking about dinner, and you folks beelining across the causeway. You North Shore folks, dine in tonight. South Shore folks, 25 short minutes from Lakeside Shopping Center to the front door of Trey-Yen in Mandeville. So good, critically acclaimed, nationally recognized. Trey-Yen in Mandeville. It's not Chinese food. It's Chinese cuisine. Boy, the numbers of sports betting are off the charts. American Gaming Association, their annual report, $120 billion wagered in the United States last year. $120 billion. Some of it's lost, some of it's won. It creates $11 billion in revenue. It's like 9% of the $120 billion handle waged. The profits for the gaming industry, $11 billion. And then a few billion in taxes created. I think sports books in Louisiana, coupled with off-track betting. What's coupled with off-track betting? I'm thinking they're saying $300 million a month. $35 million in profits a month, and about $5 million going to the state. So like 10 to 12% of money being gambled is lost to the profit to the casino, to the bookie, and taxes to the state. So $300 million wagered in Louisiana, $35 million, about 10% goes to the book, and $5 million of the $300 million, that's about what? A little less than 2% goes to the state of the total amount. Now, if you look at the profits, $35 million, the state getting $5 million, that's a seventh. So you could argue on profit, the state is taxing them, what is a seventh? 14%, something like that? 13%? Let's go to the phone lines. To New Orleans, Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Wayne joins us in the Crescent City. What up, Wayne?
What's up?
Yes.
Jeff?
What's
Corey? That's who's up. That's what's up.
What's up?
Jeff and Corey. That's who's up. That's what's up.
Jeff?
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
Yeah, you're right. You enjoyed that?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yep, I like getting Jeff on the program. We disagree a lot, but I think we both kind of agree on some basic stuff, so I like it.
You like him?
Yeah. Yep. I like the segment. I like, talking topics. It's great when everybody agrees with everybody, but it's great when someone disagrees and they give their point. And,
Let me tell you, I've known Jeff his entire life. Okay? So anyway, that's that. But look, I have the answer to your question.
Which one?
It's about the Driftwood newspaper.
Who produces the Driftwood newspaper? Not Jeff Thomas. He produces some newspaper, but not that one.
Oh, no, Jeff's on something else.
Yep, he's online. A digital paper.
If I drive down to Elysian Field, get to the end near the lakefront, take a left, I think it's UNO.
The University of New Orleans on the lakefront is correct.
Yeah, you're right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
UNO produces the Driftwood newspaper. That's the little college newspaper on campus. How'd you know that, Wayne?
I'm from New Orleans.
Did you attend UNO?
No.
Damn.
No.
To know the Driftwoods.
I just being in New Orleans. I mean, if you came up in the 60s, you were prompted to read. So anytime, you see something out of New Orleans, you kind of read it.
No, and I was going to say, you're saying coming up in the 60s, 70s, you're a little older than me. The Driftwood was more prolific. It was, known. They produced a lot of them. It was something where now it's probably a little watered down, like the Reveille is in Baton Rouge, probably digital format, all that kind of stuff, not the physical paper. Now, I remember as a kid, they were all over the place, the Driftwood.
Yeah, you remember there was Buzz Broiler was kind of across the street from their university, and there would be copies over there.
Yeah, well, you're talking when it was like Luigi's or...
Yeah, all of that. Taco Tico.
Yeah, Taco Tico. Yep, Driftwood papers right there. The Barrel. You're right. We're going back in time. What was a Checkmate Lounge?
Yeah. You remember all of that?
Yep.
Checkmate.
Ferrera's.
Yeah.
The Pit Theater.
That's right. Teddy's Grill, right next door to the bakery. Right next to the cars and the bakery.
Yep. Young's Dry Cleanings facilities right there. Franklin and Fillmore by the old, what was it? What was the Milne Boys Home?
That's across the street. That's correct.
Yep. And then what was the place that burned down? The poor guy got murdered.
Vasquez.
The place at Caddy Corner from Young's across the street from the bakery. Vasquez. Yeah, Vasquez. That poor guy got murdered there. That before Katrina.
Yeah. Guy was stabbed, but all that stuff is cleared out now, and all we have now is what's popular. We have a new restaurant over there that's pretty good for lunch and dinner.
What is it, Wayne?
Hello?
What is it? What's the new restaurant?
I don't know the name of that restaurant, but it keeps a good lunch crowd.
Good. No, Gentilly, man, is to trip. See, like a total gentrification of that neighborhood, which, I know a lot of people get bummed out about the word gentrification. There's a lot of elderly people. They're getting older, obviously, like everyone. And younger generations are coming in, buying the houses, redoing them, modernizing them. That's not a bad thing. You don't want to see Franklin Avenue and Gentilly Boulevard degrade. You want to see it upgrade. You want to see people investing in the area. So I think that's a plus. It's becoming a little more, racially integrated, which I think is a plus. But I think some folks old school may not like, the newcomers coming in. But I think it's exactly what the doctor ordered. I like seeing what I'm seeing in the Gentilly neighborhood.
Well, the main streets are what they are, but the interiors are, we can't have a lot of deterioration on the interior.
Exactly.
So when we have people moving in who are going to invest in town, you got to embrace that and, let the past be the past. We can always visit Grandpappy's grave, but time moves on.
Now, I'm not dogging any neighborhood, Wayne, but like, where would you rather live? Gentilly in between Franklin and Gentilly Boulevard, off, excuse me, Fillmore. Would it be Fillmore and Gentilly Boulevard along Franklin in that neighborhood? Or would you rather live across the street towards the interstate behind like St. Leo the Great, I think? Is that St. Leo the Great right there?
That's St. James Major.
St. James Major. See, now, the neighborhood that's coming back behind Young's, behind, by Milne Boys Home, all that, I'd say that neighborhood's at least a level or two nicer than the one behind St. James Major towards the interstate. So you want that neighborhood behind Casas or whatever's over there now, across from the old Vasquez, that Vasquez name. You want that one coming up, so the one towards the interstate comes up as well. The one towards the interstate's a little rougher, maybe because it's towards the interstate, but it's not here nor there. It's all Gentilly, and you want.
Well, you got to remember when you have renters are not as embedded in the betterment of things as opposed to homeowners.
Nope.
And you have more homeowners on the other side of Gentilly that you're speaking of.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
St. James Major.
Yep.
And, and even to parse it out a little bit more, in Gentilly, neighborhoods can change street to street.
Yep.
No,
it's New Orleans.
Just within those little quadrants, man, you can have, one street is a little bit more stable than the other street, right?
Yep.
A block away.
Yep, no doubt.
So, Gentilly is cool. I mean, the city is what it is, Corey. And we all have to kind of accept the gentrification thing, because so much of this population is the black population has really spread out across the country.
Yep.
Not just the state, across the country.
Yep.
And when you have that kind of diversity coming in, somebody has to fill in the gaps. We just can't have, a house here, a house there, and nobody's, you just have a desert.
Obviously, it's not everybody with wherewithal that's left New Orleans, but so many black and white people have fled New Orleans and Orleans Parish the last 20 years that are native New Orleanians that are like us, and they just said enough's enough, and they had the wherewithal to leave. I mean, I don't know your economic situation, but just listening to you sound like we could probably both get out of here if we wanted to. A lot of people wanted to.
I could leave and go anywhere in the world.
Yep.
But,
yep.
I choose to stay, and as a matter of fact, we were speaking about Gentilly. And I actually live in the neighborhoods that we're talking about. But be that as it is, I just want to say something else, Corey, while I have you on the phone. And that has to do with the drainage in this city. And me having a little background in the function of the pumps and the drainage of the city. I just want to say that when Woods designed that system, it wasn't to pull in the trash, the plastics, the disposables that the thing has to contend with right now.
Yeah.
I mean, now, there was a time, you have access to Oliver Thomas, and there was a time when the deposit on bottles and cans and whatever, there was a discussion about bottles and putting deposits on these things. And the first ones who screamed and hollered were the distributors. But then, when the city is left with the bills for insurance, car insurance, house insurance, all these elevated charges that we're contending with, it is so
important to recognize anything that can mitigate some of the flood events.
Yeah, well, here's the problem, Wayne. A couple of things. Right. First off, just generally speaking, Jefferson Parish, different parish, they stopped recycling. They stopped doing recycling just all of a sudden. So that's the kind of mentality and environment we live in Metro New Orleans. Jefferson Parish is a bunch of New Orleanians that cross the 17th Street Canal. So with that said, New Orleans, second point, New Orleans is probably America's filthiest city. Like as far as citizens that live there throwing trash and litter out of their cars, illegal dumping, coupled with a city that's dysfunctional, that doesn't cut neutral grounds, clean up graffiti, broken infrastructure that makes it look bad, and broken infrastructure that contributes to poor drainage and the like. We've lost a third of our tree canopy in the last 20 years, which exacerbates flooding and the like. More green, more trees, less flooding. We've dug no retention ponds, essentially, like zero, since Katrina. And that's the key. Forget about the wood screw pump, all of that. The system in place, Wayne, would be secondary. It would be only used when the retention ponds were filling up with water and the pumps, the new pumps, couldn't keep up with the retention ponds. So, wow, some water's going over the retention ponds, starting to flow in the streets. Let's get the pumps in the streets working at full capacity. So you have like two systems. We have no retention ponds, all those other problems. That's why we're getting more and more flooding. We really need retention ponds dug. We should be digging them all the time. I got a little motto on the show, Wayne. We be digging should be New Orleans' motto. We be digging. Small holes, planting trees everywhere. Big holes, making retention ponds to hold water. Hey, Wayne, hang on, all right? Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Good talking to you. That's Wayne in New Orleans. He picked up 50 big bucks from one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. He knew who produced the Driftwood newspaper. The answer? The University of New Orleans. Good job, Wayne. You can participate in the program if you'd like. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. I got a couple of $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates available. Where did New Orleans' own Ellen DeGeneres get her college degree? Where did New Orleans' own Ellen DeGeneres, from the Ellen Show, get her college degree? Give me the answer to that. I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse locations. Hey, how about the first racially integrated public university in the South? First racially integrated public university in the South. Name that university. I've got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, you right. Hey, why aren't you at Katie's right now? Why aren't you at Katie's right now in Mid-City? What gives? Why aren't you at Katie's right now in Mid-City? Big screen televisions throughout. It's like a sports bar in that regard, but it's not like a sports bar at all because it's got fantastic New Orleans food, fantastic New Orleans flavor, a true taste of the city. The quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant. It's as New Orleans as it gets. Iberville, corner Talamacus. Why aren't you at Katie's right now?
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria. Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Damn it, Miss Peaches, we'll do it live. Bill O'Reilly with you. Oh, boy. Corey Johnson back at you on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, you right. If you miss the 4 o'clock hour, going into the 5 o'clock hour, about an hour, 4:20, hour and 10 minutes. Jeff Thomas, part owner of WBOK Radio in town, joined us on the program. I think it's good conversation. I think Jeff's a little older than me. I'm 57. I know. You're like, Corey, geez, you look 37. I know, ladies. Calm down. I think Jeff's about 62, something like that. Jeff is black. I'm white. It just makes for an interesting dynamic. Both Yaddy New Orleanians. He's pretty liberal, I'd say. I think I'm pretty middle of the road, a moderate. You know, I embrace some liberal things. I embrace some conservative things. You know, it's great. I mean, that's what I love about talk radio, talk television. It's like two people having a discussion. You know who's right or who's wrong. I might think I'm right. Jeff might think he's right. I might think Jeff's wrong. You might think I'm whatever. You know that there's who I think I am. There's who you think I am. And then there's who I really am, I guess is what I'm saying. So I like getting Jeff on. I like having all these different topics, and I like letting the audience decide. And I'm not scared to broach any of these topics ever. Leidenheimer Baking Company. makers of that wonderful Leidenheimer French bread. I told the story last week, Miss Peaches. There's a place I go, I get a to-go order. I call it like a 4-course meal. I only pay for 3 of the courses, though. It's a salad, it's chicken, and it's some mashed potatoes. And then they give me this little mini loaf of Leidenheimer French bread with a little to-go container of room temperature butter. I put the French bread in the oven when I get home. The outside's crispy hot. I break it open, steam pouring out, put that room temperature butter in there. Fantastic. I consider that like the 4th course of the 4-course meal. Might be the 1st course, actually. I'm eating it with the salad. The restaurant changed bread. They're like they got bought up by like a national chain. The national chain brings in this horrible bread. And not Leidenheimer anymore. And now 2 things. It kind of wrecks the meal. I'm not kidding you. Like, Corey, so I'd eat the chicken breast, the salad, and the potatoes. I'm like, all right, it's a to-go order. It was a little pricey. And the Leidenheimer put it over the top and made it right. And I've ordered it again. And I said, don't even give me that other bread. You know, and just disappointing. Why would you get rid of the best? Excellent bread. Leidenheimer French bread, Leidenheimer Baking Company. I love it. You do too. Blue Boy says, see you tomorrow.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 6 p.m.